You're supposed to make it look like me golfing. I know, man. It looks just like you, man. Doesn't look like the rap guy. Anyway, tell people about corruption and recorded in Weathersfield and with the kids and how they're slandering me and you.
Oh, yeah. Connecticut media, distinctly and together, they've been faking sides of stories, been directed to fake it distinctly and together. So then they could defend that and pretend that was reasons, covering that as reasons why they don't follow mandated law. Regarding that too, fake news. So this is originally instated, worse than fake news, because then it was to cultivate them to pretend that socially too with areas they're covering up interbranch, criminally influenced, fact treatment nature roles, and with a method by exploiting our fact treatment natures. That's why with 6 natures of crime juxtaposed with other natures, evidences rackets, lie progression cover rackets with their motivations for hurting all ages of fact treatment natures in all kinds of sick ways, needed to pretend. Of course, no one has those natural inclinations. They have roles with sick misprising criminality. Misprising, they need to cover each other's lies. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a police form. And I am not a criminal.
With the sciences that they steal from. And then they pretend they had conversations with people, just forge the names into databases.
Connecticut interbranch actors. And there's some Facebook accounts. A Facebook account of an Eric Kerr, K-N-E-R-R, also tied to names of people with a K-E-R-R, with the sex crimes on the kids. And a Dave Kerr, they're still doing this. They did this before I tried to record it, and they attached me to fake conversations, switching police reports, like writing multiple police reports so they could tell different things to different people. And, with military corruption, the KKK-themed, sustained sick games on all ages of fact treatment natures recorded here. And now there's a Detective Dillon also with a detective that used to be tied to him. I need his name. I've been trying to report crimes recorded to him tied to speech classes I had in 2 speech classes tied to some drugs and some sex crimes that the teachers also said were tied to these guys. And so the Detective Dillon. And I've been not allowed to report it, and this is because some Officer McGee's have been switching names, doing this through time, pretending me and my family to fake conversation. So there was worse extortion acts than this, but they blocked my monetization on a video, was part of this the same. Now it's all truth. So what they're doing by doing those things, they're implying that they're not aware of their crimes recorded, and because they already faked the other side of the story, they never let me have a side of the story. They even evidence fabricated and sequence shifted in the court before that to hide their roles with the courts confessed. There was Eric Kerr was also posting fake legal cases with Joe Aiello with courts with names tied to accounts tied to that. Some drug cliques that grew up, and then with some with police, they grew up with evidence fabrication rules and tied to all these confessions tied to boxing corruption with these people. Because they can't put anything in writing because of their roles with connected CCSU, Trinity College. In the background, they had police. That's why their motivations for the sex crimes and for threats of it sustained right open online, because they're with the courts. So they want fact treatments. In other words, they're criminally telling people to sue for rights. In other words, you don't tell victims of formal criminally internation influenced fact treatment acts to sue, to fight it. You defend our country, from homeland breaching roles in criminal imposition. We're going to need federal stewardships of Connecticut, and plausibly of New York, and of the agencies. And people respond to that with emotions. Even the agents, because they were pseudo-educated. each of the sciences has physical delusions, lies that through time that they were studied how they don't let it demonstrated. So they were recorded not letting me report a sequence of crimes through time because that sequence are crimes and people tied to them. They are recorded evidence fabricating through time. People with crimes also attached to doctors with crimes with the area. In other words, recorded also with criminal influences over juries through time. And then people don't even realize this. You know, they've been using pretended medical information to we have exploited courts. You know, we need interbranch federal stewardships, the recorded proofs in sequence. They pretend emotions, things like title, pretending they can't believe it does things wrong to avoid a conversation of proper fact treatments. So what they tell the media to fake the sides of the story and their other family members, and because in court too they're doing the same thing. They're sequence shift, and the sequence shift